A weak man tried to destroy me recently. Today I'm going to talk about why you want to avoid weak men and continuing to hang out with them is bad for you. Before we get into that, I'm going to introduce the channel. Welcome back to everyone who is a viewer, who is a continued viewer for this channel where we talk about modern dating, motivation and growth, and now a new section, crazy life stories. Because part of what I do is growth and motivation, I have to share my experiences of my success of making more than six figures. And because of that, there's not going to be people who are going to be happy about that. But at least I'm not like, Andrew Tate, who I'm like, hey, look at my yacht, look at my jet. These people should shut the hell up because I have the yacht, I have the jet. I don't say it in that way. I don't say it in a very, very cocky way. I say it in a very humble way. But you have people who are not going to be happy, weak men who are not going to be happy because their own success is lacking so much that we're in a society where we have to reinforce these failures. We have to reinforce when you're a man, as a man, because you're failing, it's okay. It's okay to be a weak man. And it's sad that we're heading down this path because now it's okay to influence other people that a successful man is actually looked down upon. A successful man is someone that should not be respected. And in a sense, we're kind of fostering an attitude that failure is success. Speaking of outside influences, this could put other people into a spiral because you're actually, as a weak man, you're actually promoting that successful men should not be successful. Successful men are actually failures. They're looked down upon. I'll give you an example. Gen Zs, they love to talk about their mental state, their depression, their self-improvement for their mental health. They're so focused on these things that they kind of WebMD, they kind of self-diagnose that they have depression. They're so focused on it that they start thinking, they have placebo that, I probably am depressed. And because they're so depressed, it's a never-ending spiral. It's a never-ending spiral. And when you're getting influenced by other people around you, weak men telling you, this guy, he's too successful. He's too alpha. It's not good to be alpha. It's not good to be successful. It's not good to have so much confidence and so much success because right now it's all about depression. Depression's the new wave. It's bad to be around people like that. Why is it bad? Because you're going to become like those people. You're putting yourself in an environment where you're around these weak men. These weak men are going to stomp on successful men. And here's the thing about weak men. Why I'm so focused about weak men and not weak women or weak other types of genders, right? Is because weak men, they have pride. They have a lot of pride where they see another guy. He's successful. He's going to get jealous. And why weak men are so dangerous is because weakness is, in a sense, correlative to insecurity. And if you have insecurity as a weak man, that's how you get school shootings. That's how you get rapists. That's how you get all these really dangerous men out there who are just doing all of these terrorizing acts. And this is another thing for you ladies out there. I focus a lot about weak men, how weak men would affect another man and his success, right? But for you ladies out there, why a weak man is bad for you is what I just talked about. Weakness is correlative to insecurity. So if you have an insecure man, he's always just like insecure, wants to look at your phone, and he's just thinking that you're texting some guy. There's no trust. Why would you want to be with a guy that doesn't even trust you? Another reason why I talk about weak men specifically is because men, they're more physically capable. They have more power physically. Genetically speaking, men are stronger than women. Men are born with more muscle density, more bone mass, whatever bullshit, right? Because of that, if you have someone who is emotional as a woman versus someone who's emotional as a man, it's much more dangerous for a man to be becoming like a school shooter, becoming a rapist, etc., all the things I just listed. And you never really see a woman become a school shooter, right? Except for that one case where there's like an LGBT woman shot up like a Christian church. But for the majority, it's all men that are school shooters, right? There's one case, UC Santa Barbara. This dude pissed off. He couldn't get any girls. He says that he sees all these hot girls on campus. He ended up shooting up people around the school and stuff like that. Insecurity. Insecurity that stemmed from being weak. And you want to avoid these people. You put them too close in your life, they're going to, what I just talked about, they might lash out on you. And you might be put in a dangerous position. Number two, you might have your success trampled on. You don't want your success trampled on. Number three, whenever people, weak men like this, whenever they see you failing, they're going to be very happy. Number four, you're going to have these weak men, when you have success, they're going to be talking shit about you. And when they talk shit about you, it's not going to make you feel that comfortable, right? It's going to bring you down. It's going to bring what your friends think about you down, especially if you introduce this guy to your friends, he's going to start bringing you down. And that's the case. That's the case that happened with this weak man that tried to destroy me. I introduced him to my friends because he was weak, he was emotional, unstable, always depressed about life, always depressed about weird stuff, things that people usually wouldn't be depressed about. And I'm not saying that you should not be there for your friend. I'm saying that weak men, you got to be careful about them. You got to be careful who you introduce them to, how much time you keep giving them. Because the more time you give a weak man, he could give you more disappointment, because you can keep being there. You could be like, hey, it's okay, man. Like, I experienced the same thing. I totally understand. And hey, man, I'm here for you if you need anything. These long sessions over and over again, they become redundant, and it's taking time away from you as well. Time is of the essence as well, right? I'm not saying don't be there for your friend. I'm saying there comes to a point where you have to see if you want to cut ties with this person. If they're dragging you down way too much, if they're against you way too much. I mean, suicide is a serious thing, right? You definitely want to be there for someone, but you have to be there for yourself too. If someone is trampling on your success and just messing up your life too much, impacting it negatively, and every time you hang out with them, it's just negative vibes. You don't want to be around someone who has like negative vibes. That's why you got to cut these people off. Weak men are the most dangerous species around. And that's another thing. We have simps. Simps as men, right? Weak men. Why are they bad? Why are simps bad? Because it's fostering an environment where women think that they could just get spoiled for no fucking reason. They didn't do anything. Then they're just going to get spoiled, right? It's fostering an environment for confident men, alpha males, right? Alpha males, or even normal people. It's fostering an environment where we have to now make that demand, where we have to buy things for women for no fucking reason. And that doesn't make any sense. So not only are weak men dangerous, but these simps, these weak men simps, right? They're also fostering a very bad environment it's toxic for the dating environment. So then women can be thinking that they're entitled to all these rewards, all these assets that a man can provide to her. I will make a statement about weak people in general. Weak people in general, men or women, whatever gender, they love to victimize themselves. Because they're victimizing themselves, these alpha people, these people with high confidence or success, they look at them as if, man, the world is so fucked up. Everyone can get good jobs like him or her. I can't get anything. I hate this person. And I'm the one that suffers the most. These people, this job market, everything sucks. I'm the one that's the biggest victim. And when they talk about these things to other people, they talk about like someone being an alpha, for example, like me. They talk about someone who's confident or successful. The real victim here is actually the alpha or the person who's successful, because these alpha males or these successful people in general, just because they have so much confidence and they're able to tolerate a lot more of this BS and not cry about it, it doesn't mean that you're the victim as a weak person, as a weak man, as a weak woman. In a sense, it means you're bullying that other person by shitting on them for their success. So you have a scenario where This weak person is talking shit about you. And because that person is talking shit and is constantly in this emotional spiral, people are going to sympathize with that person. And just because you're more alpha, you're more confident, you're more successful, you're the one at fault. And you didn't do anything. You didn't say anything bad about this person. You were there for this person. But just because you're making more money, you're more successful, yada, 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 this person is making you look like the evil person. You're the bad guy. And that's why you don't want to be around these types of people, because you'll end up looking like the bad guy when you didn't do anything wrong. Again, I want to reiterate that this video is not meant to disregard those that are in emotional need. It's very important. I'm a firm believer. I'm always there for my friends. But it comes to a point where if you're talking shit about me just because I'm successful, I'm going to cut you out of my fucking life. I don't give a shit. Like, I respected you. I respected you enough to a point where I sat there, listened to your BS, listened to you complain about certain things about your significant other not inviting you to like get the tattoo done or whatever crap like that. You know, stuff like that. I listened to all of that stuff. And for you to just still talk shit about me, I'm not going to be there for you. And I want to advise anyone out there who's dealing with a weak man right now, be there for that person, but don't keep wasting all of your time for that person, and don't keep letting that person disappoint you to a point where you're not happy anymore, because you're number one. Your priority is yourself. Your priority is your own success as well. So don't let people stop you from being successful. That's all I have to say today. If you're a man or a woman who has these success goals, these dreams that you want to achieve, don't let anyone stop you. Keep that grind up. Make sure to subscribe, Controvert Podcast. Just an FYI, we're still looking for guest speakers. If you're LA local, hit us up in the DMs on IG, Controvert Podcast. And subscribe, like this video. See you next time on Controvert Podcast.